everybody, Mr. Eric Jenkins coming at you with a brand new video. Today we're going to be going over the pickups that I have from April? All the way back from April's Kino sale to now. Finally have some time to make some videos. You know, it's later at night. I'm able to wake up on time now. Finally, it only took me 10 months to be able to wake up on time for school. School year is almost over, so now I've got some free time, and I want to share some of the awesome pickups I've gotten with y'all. Also, if you're interested, the 30-day 30 film challenge, the Criterion challenge is what I'm coining it, is going on this month. The first video will be out Friday the 7th, so if you're watching this video on the 7th, because it's recorded on the 6th, check out the first week if you somehow hit this before. Link in the description for the playlist where I have the intro video about what films I've chosen, and then I'm going to have viewers recommend me some stuff, and then if I don't have any recommendations, I'm going to kind of like randomize it, so I'm not watching all stuff I've seen. I want to watch as many new titles as possible. So check that out, link in the description. All the other links as well, Instagram, eBay, stuff like that, because we will be talking about some eBay stuff. I do have some eBay pickups and some eBay going-ons and all that fun stuff. So let's get into it. We are going to start with the Vinegar... Nope, this isn't Vinegar Syndrome. We're going Kino, baby. We're going Kino. Got some yellow and some black right there. Black and yellow, black and yellow. The one actual film that I picked up. These are all films, let's be honest. But the one good film that I picked up, the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo of Stalag 17. If you haven't seen this movie, seek it out. It is a wonderful comedy that's about POWs living their best life in a German camp. But it's also like a mystery, like a detective film, like kind of like a noir, but not really. One guy is they think he's a rat, so they kind of like isolate him because he gets cigarettes, he gets better food, and every time that they try and do an escape run, something happens where they get caught or like it gets stopped like 10 minutes before they're supposed to go. So they think that William Holden's character is the rat. Turns out that he's not. Spoiler alert, you could have figured that out 10 minutes into the movie. And they're trying to figure out who the rat is. But it's very, very, like, comedic in tone. They do some really great jokes. So definitely check it out. It's a really great Billy Wilder joint. Billy Wilder, like, top 10 for me for directors. Really, really great film. And then going on to the yellow, we've got our after-school specials. Some of my favorite schlock that I love to just sit back and watch. Because this stuff's fun. This is just fun stuff, and some of it's hard to watch, like the surgical stuff, but ever since I watched like MST3K, shouts out to you, Tony, in high school, you know, they would always play like the how to sell a car and like, or how to, you know, boys hygiene tips, like that I freaking loved, and I'm so glad Kino and Something Weird put these out. I want to try and get as many of them as I can. Some of them are a little weird, but it is what it is. We have What's Wrong, Joan, and Mom and Dad. So this is like a sex ed, sex talk one, pregnancy, all that fun stuff. We've got Reefer Madness and Sex Madness. Reefer Madness, probably one of the more popular after-school anti-drug films to ever come out. Talking about marijuana, all that fun stuff. Speaking of marijuana, we have Marijuana and Narcotic. Marijuana is actually a really fun one to watch. And then She Should Have Said No and The Devil's Sleep. Another anti-smoking one. And then The Devil's Sleep is it's about pills? Yeah, it's a drug. It's the devil's drug ring with like pills. So that should be a fun watch. Next up, we've got Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome. These were two partner pickups. Saturn's Core and Agfa and Something Weird. Oh, surprise, surprise. Still waiting on my halfway to Black Friday sale pickups and pre-orders, so stay tuned for that one because it's going to be a big-ass box. Some stuff was bought. The Saturn's Core release I picked up was Mom and Pop, the indie video store boom of the 80s and 90s. I love like nostalgia bait like that. I'm a sucker for it, and especially when it has to do with video stores. Something that I'm like, that's like the era that I wish I was born in. You know how people say like, oh man, I'm born in the wrong generation. I wish I was born in the 60s. I want to see Jimi Hendrix play Woodstock. Ba ba ba. I want to be a teenager in the 90s and rent Wizard videotapes and just, you know, be a degenerate. That's what I want to do. Now, I'm just a 30-year-old degenerate in 2024. What do you want me to do now? But I love seeing people's collections, what they've curated, their talks about working at a video store. I almost worked at a Blockbuster. I put my application in. Fun fact. Then that Blockbuster closed down. I was like, really? But living where I live currently, we had mom and pop stores that lasted into the late 90s. And then in the summer, when we'd stay where our cottage was, there were gas stations and some mom and pops up into like the mid 2000s. So that was really cool, and I love seeing that stuff. Instead, I wasn't renting horror tapes. I was renting like George of the Jungle, you know, because that's how I was in the 90s, you know. Straight degeneracy. And then the AGFA Something Weird release. Hey folks, it's the intermission time video party. This thing, the slipcover sold out very, very quickly. Almost too quickly. So I'm glad I jumped on this when I could. This is really cool. This is a advert / like let's all go to the lobby style mixtape of like drive-in stuff from like the 50s to the 80s. Really, really cool stuff. And then they also have a bunch of other volumes of intermission time. So there's 718 minutes of footage, or you could just watch the 70-minute mixtape. But these are fun. If you just want to throw something on while you have some friends over and just like, you know, play a board game or whatever and kind of look up and like, oh crap, they were selling like pie? You can buy pie at the drive-in? This is the thing to get. Really, really fun. I'd also recommend the AGFA horror trailer compilation. If you like that kind of stuff, I'm a huge compilation fan. 42nd Street, Trailer Trauma, all that stuff. But the AGFA one is really fun because it has an SOV one too. So if you like really garbage shot on video stuff or just bizarre stuff, that has like 2 tapes on there. So it's really, really fun. Next up, we have 2 diabolic purchases. One is a German digibook of this film in 4K, which is X, one of my favorite horror films to come out in the past few years. Very reminiscent of some of the stuff that I adore over here and over here, put into a modern time. If you haven't seen this, Ty West knocked it out of the park. It's about a group of individuals that go into Texas to... is it Texas? I want to say it's Texas. I can't read German, and the digibook's in German. It is Texas. Rural Texas. They go and shoot a porno film, and they wanted to distribute it to not theaters, but they wanted to distribute it to for at-home use because they wanted to be the first one. And so it's kind of the farmer's daughter film, and it's really, really cool. And Maya Goth plays Maxine in the film, and she also plays the older wife in the film, using like some like heavy makeups and prosthetics. So she plays Pearl, the older woman, and you might have heard of the film Pearl as the 2023 slasher set in the 1910s during World War I, because it's the prequel to it. So this is like the first film that came out, then Pearl is the prequel. Maxine, which is coming out in July, is the 80s version, so that follows Maxine after X. So really, really fun digibook from Germany. We didn't get a 4K in the States, which kind of stinks. A24, come on, you gotta get on that. And make it affordable too, because their stuff's wild. Anyway. Then the second film I got, I think this is an important film from just reading about it, and I've heard great things about it. It's a very tough film to watch, but if you like extreme cinema, this could be something you might want to look into. Massacre Video put this out. It's called Orzoko the Embalmer. It's about a guy from South America who is in a morgue, and he, goes over the process of preserving bodies and dissecting and stuff like that. Might not be for everybody, but as someone who touches on extreme cinema, I had to pick that up when I found out Massacre released it. I've held multiple copies of this film in my hand. They'd come into the shop like VHS Massacre, like limited release VHS copies and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't need this right now. It's sealed. I might as well sell it. And then when it was time that I wanted to buy one, I'm like, dang, where am I gonna get one now? I can't get one. Next up, we have my TerrorVision haul. These are two sets of pickups from TerrorVision. Probably becoming one of my favorite top 5 labels, just from the quality of stuff they put out, and the fun stuff they put out, because it's all about having fun. We have Wood Chipper Massacre, a really not good shot-on-video film from put out by Camp Video back in the day. This is John McBride put this out. This and Cannibal Campout. Fun fact, part of this was shot in Connecticut and also based on a crime in Connecticut, so keep it classy, Connecticut. But it's real bad. It's really bad. If you like bad movies with a lot of gore in it, throw that on with your friends, enjoy a couple brews, have a good time. Next up, we have 1911 Dante's Inferno, an Italian release that has multiple cuts of the film because this thing has been restored a few times. But this is a wonderful piece of cinema just for the fact of the special effects. Special effects on this, for the time, are wild. They do a lot of camera trickery with size and proportion. People standing farther back, looking very small. People being up close to the camera, looking down on somebody. There's a lot of really cool early camera tricks because 1911, very, very early time for cinema, and I'm very stoked that they put this out. And this is probably the quintessential version of this. There's known as the red version, which was a restoration from another company that people weren't the biggest fans of, but this has the red tinted version from Red Creek. They had the black and white version from a different restoration, as well as the Red Creek, and then they have a tinted version, which is TerrorVision's restoration. So they've always done really great jobs on restoring stuff. Definitely give this a check out. Next up, we have WNUF's Halloween. This is a film that was made in the 2010s, but made to look like it was from the 80s, and kind of found on a VHS tape that was recorded on live TV. It's about a group of people that go to the Weber house for a news expose, but there's also cut commercials in here to make it look like it was from 87. I've always wanted to see this. This is something that I've been wanting. This is for me. This was made for me. I can't wait to watch this. This is something that I want. It's going to be put on my Halloween list. I'm probably going to do a review on it. Maybe I'll do a review on it sooner, but this is what's up. I can't wait to watch that. And then to go with the shirt, the Nail Gun Massacre shirt, I've got the Nail Gun Massacre. This was the 4K UHD release of Nail Gun Massacre. I had a copy of this on Blu-ray from Code Red. It was sealed. When I found out this was getting released in 4K from TerrorVision, I threw the one up from Code Red on eBay, made my money, went and bought this because this is the version. This is the version that I wanted. Got a bunch of great special features that I cannot wait to see. This movie's supposed to be wild. Cheaper than a chainsaw is what they say. The dude basically has an air compressor on his back, and he's got a nail gun, and he's just nailing people. Having a good time. But yeah. Lastly, we've got 3 sets of eBay pickups. 2 of them are kind of like I'm moving, like I'm buying lots now with some of the stuff that I've been selling and recouping the cost and putting what I want on the shelves. Which, if you're a collector, that's kind of a good way to go about doing things. And this is a great example of it. I picked up this lot recently. It came in a couple days ago. An Arrow video stack. The person was asking $60, $5 shipped, so $65 total. I sold 1 PS2 game. I didn't know I had it, didn't know it went for that kind of money. Sold it, bought the stack, deposited the rest of the money. And I'm going to keep most of these, but one of them is already up on eBay. That one being Lucio Fulci's Don't Torture a Duckling, the Blu-ray DVD combo pack with the slipcover, still factory sealed. This thing, the last one sold between 30 and 40 bucks. So I bought it for 60. Gonna, after fees and everything, get close to half. Cannot complain about that. I already have a copy of it with the slipcover already. So if I sell that for, let's say, 30 bucks with $5 shipping, I clear $26, $27. So for $32 for Arrow releases, that's not bad. If I wanted to sell 1 more of these, make this cheaper, we keep going. But a lot of these I do want. I don't have these in my collection yet, so I'm going to watch them and shelve them. We have basket case. But all these are factory sealed with the slip. We have Audition, which I let somebody borrow my DVD copy back in the day. Never saw it again, sadly. Maniac Cop, this is Region B, so I can't watch this on my Xbox, but I do plan on getting a region-free player soon. When that happens, I'll sell my Synapse Blu-ray to recoup the cost for this. Because I'd like to keep the Arrow stuff. I think Arrow does a wonderful job, with, especially with their supplemental stuff. And then probably the most random one in the bundle, 16 Candles with the slip. Really interesting release from Arrow, but I mean, Severin put out Going Overboard. So, I mean, it is what it is. So not a bad little pickup there. You know, when I saw the price, I was like, oh man, I'll take those anyway, all day. And then this was a stack of Vinegar Syndrome releases with slips. These I ended up getting the auction for 50 bucks. We have The Beast in Space. This is a Vinegar Syndrome Peakorama release. Peakorama is really not my thing. I don't have a lot of adult films. Kind of not my thing, but this one just seemed weird. So I might keep it, I might not, who knows. We have Alien from LA. MST3K fans might know this film already. Kathy Ireland joint. Really, really kind of bizarre, like, just weird movie about this woman who, you know, lives underground and does shit. Yeah, I sold my copy of this because it was still factory sealed. It didn't have the slipcover. Sold it for like 15 bucks. So, recouping the cost already. We're out here, baby. We've got The Fear with the slipcover. Don't know much about this one. But, like I said, I'll check them out. If they don't mesh, they go online. And then we have Nightmare Weekend. With this kind of like weird like mirror cover. Another interesting one. This kind of goes well with the Arrow video store box set. So, I think I'm going to enjoy this one. And then lastly, 2 random pickups from eBay. These are definitely for my collection. We have Night Beast. This was recommended from my buddy Mike. He said if you want to see something wild, early J.J. Abrams soundtrack stuff in here. So that's cool. And then Fade to Black. I've always loved this cover. Guy works at a movie theater, becomes a serial killer. All the things that he's doing is copying the movies he watches, so kind of interesting. But those are my pickups for from April onward. Let me know down below what you guys have been picking up. If you guys do this like kind of thing that I'm starting to do now, where you pick up lots and resell, let me know how that's been going for y'all. Let me know if you've seen any of these movies, and check out the Criterion Challenge. It's going to be happening during the month of June. Link down below to the playlist. And hopefully I see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Looks like I better straighten out the plate.